Alright guys, we're here doing a video on the Prosecco Metallic over Palm Green. So I really hope these pictures do this color scheme justice, because in person it's awesome. Like I don't know, I tried my best to capture it in these pictures, but you know, it can be tough sometimes. Alright, so this video is going to be long. We're going to start out demonstrating the air suspension function. So we're at low. So we're going to go all the way up. Then we're going to go to that load, like the load level. And then we're going to go back to low. Then I'm going to do a walk around. And then we're going to end up in the cabin. And I'm going to do my best to demonstrate all the accessories work, but there's a lot of doodads in this car, so I might miss something. If I do, by all means, just let me know and I will circle back. All right, so here we go. I was wrong. We were at normal. Now going to low. So if we look at low, we're going to go to lower loading level. That's crazy looking. That's wild. Now we're gonna go terrain. Hold on. Seriously, crazy. I've never, I don't know, the last one I had special terrain. It might have, I don't know. Alright. So, let's talk about cosmetic imperfections. Let's talk about these wheels. This is actually the best one. This one isn't terrible. The right front, I don't know what happened to this wheel. So I contemplated getting the wheels refinished. You can see some of the clears coming off there. And I'm going to be completely candid with everybody. These are probably my least favorite Cayenne wheel. So if I were to buy this, if I was bidding on this, the first thing I would probably do is, because you can get Cayenne wheels, they're not expensive. I'd get a set of Sport Technos maybe, which I think look great, or the Spiders. But if when it's all said and done, I have a really good wheel guy locally who doesn't charge me much, if the owner or whoever wins wants to talk about getting the wheels refinished, we can definitely have that conversation. That is not a problem. So the motor basically, I mean, I don't know what it sounded like when it was new, but it couldn't have been much different than this. Just purrs. Purrs, it purrs. Alright, so we talked about the wheels. So paint and body, you know, it's 20 years old, 100,000 miles, which really isn't a lot if you think about the age. But we have some, you know, some dingos here on the front bumper. There are some rock chips here on the front bumper. The hood's actually really, it's not PPF'd, but it's in really good shape. I guess I expected more rock chips on the hood. There is a dent that you can't even see, you can only feel it. I think it's right, well maybe you can see it, it's right, it's really hard to see, but take my word for it, it's right in that area. And we got this little dingo here on the bumper, right front, dingo here on the mirror. We got some dingos here on the rear bumper, which honestly, I mean, you know, I would say that's expected to some extent. They obviously used the car, drove the car, and it doesn't have, you know, if it had 5 miles on it, that'd be one thing. The only clear coat I can find, it's even hard to see. If I didn't point it out, I don't even think it would be noticed. Right here on the bumper. Right here. Again, if I didn't point this out, I don't even think you'd know it was there. So the rear seat, we do have a little bit of the soft touch around the window switches. This stain on the floor mat, something got on there and discolored it. I tried to stain treat it. That's actually a discoloration. So we got the rear seat heaters. The rear cup holder, which is intact. Let's not break it now. There we go. All the ashtrays are good. The full leather Full leather interior, super nice. We have all the stitching in the door panels and the center console there. So on the right front, we have a little discoloration on the window switch here. So all the seat controls work for both seats. Oh, the gnats are starting to get me. We have lumbar control, which is nice. Up, down, in and out. All the buttons are there. These like to fall off. These like to fall off. These like to fall off. Everything is there. Everything works. All right. So it does not have the power rear hatch, which honestly isn't a terrible thing, because those are a pain to fix, because I've done it. Okay. We are in the truck. We are in the vehicle. I never quite understood if you call an SUV a truck. Don't know about that. Power folding mirrors, check. Sunroof, check. And I will add, there is no water intrusion into the cabin. The headliner is not fallen down, and it is the same green Alcantara, or I guess they call it Race Tech now. So we have the full leather dash. It is not pulling up, which is kind of amazing. Okay, so we went over, so all our gauges are functional. No lights on, no messages. Onboard computer, check. TPMS. I can't believe the TPMS still works. That's crazy. It just blows my mind. Like I said in the driving video, I see a lot of vehicles, and the first thing to go is the TPMS. So that's like seriously crazy to me. Okay, so we went over that. Let's do the chassis. So we're on Sport, which is where I drive. Normal and Comfort. Back to Sport. So our four-wheel drive, completely functional. Let's get out of here. Gear reduction. Reduction. You can feel it. Not advisable to drive on road service. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to highway. Reduction off. Okie dokie. Let's do our light check. Where is the hazard button in this thing? There it is. Oh, let's do our windows. It does have the thermally noise resistant insulated glass. Oh, we got to put them up quick before the gnats get in the car. Okay. Windows. Yeah, so you can look at this glass. It's like, it's double paned. See that? It's crazy. Not normal. And you cannot hear anything inside these cars. Which is good and bad, because if you have the radio on, you can't even hear a police car coming behind you. Oh, it went up to, so we put it in reduction. It went to high level. So we're gonna do normal. So man, this air suspension is super cool when it works right. Normal level. Low level. Ah, so neat. I love old technology. Okay, so we did our mirrors, did our lights, did our windows, locks. We did our gauges, turn signals, cruise control. I used it earlier. Okay, let's do our horn. Do our wipers. Things you always forget to check, right? Horn and wipers. Our courtesy lights. Alright, so there's your ambient light control right there. It's hard to see. Okie dokie. We have our front seat heaters that actually go up to 5. These things will set your ass on fire. Newer cars that go to 3. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. The 955s go to 5. PSM off, PSM on. So climate control, everything is completely functional here. Good there, good there. Ashtray, check. PCM, 100% original, 100% functional. All right, so for those of you that don't know how this reverse warning works, it's crazy. I guess, well, 04, so that's before cameras. So there's your front warning. Okay, so we're gonna go forward and see when it starts beeping. If it picks up that pole, I don't know if it does. Yep, there it goes. That's crazy, right? That's so cool. Okay, not the best example because it's a pole. Okay, so we are going to go over to the old, so this is an old Wells Fargo. It's one of the 2 places I take my pictures at. We're going to go over to this fence. Okay, so it's picking up the fence. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, so here's what I think is super cool. That's crazy. I used to go to this bank all the time. So the reverse warning. Now, some of you may know this who've had these cars. If you haven't had this. Okay, so in the rearview mirror, can you see those 2 green lights? Green lights. So that is the reverse warning. It's before they integrated it into the PCM. So I have my mirror a little low. Okay. So if you're sitting here and you're backing up, it's hard to see because, so that's what you see, those green lights. Now they're blinking because I'm recording. They're not really blinking. And then as you get close to what you're about to run into, of course we're not going to. Okay. It starts beeping. Alright. Okay, we're not going to push our luck. And then you see it. Up there. It's pretty neat. I think it's neat. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was the keys. So I have one master key. Right? Master key. Snap shut, the whole deal. Perfect shape. And then I know that picture I uploaded of the keys was a little deceiving. It also came with this key shard only, which will unlock the door, I guess, if you lock your keys in it. It will not start it because it doesn't have the immobilizer, but it will work in the door. But I didn't want anybody to think this is all you're getting, because it's not. You got one complete key and this little emergency get in the car deal. All right, guys, there you go. This is a super cool Cayenne, great colors, very, I'm going to say retro, really neat, great shape, well cared for. Running no reserve, going home to the high bidder. Any questions? Let me know. Thank you.